Hey everyone. Um, Sorry I'm a bit late. I've been a bit late to these streams recently, and I used to be really good with the timing. And then, obviously I've been through a bit in the last while, so it's been not easy to just keep to a regular time. Although, I'll I'll hopefully get better at this soon. Is Yeah, I'm still battling with sleep, getting 3.5 hours roughly each night. Some nights I get 5 or 6, but it's not at night time. It's sometime during the day. So I'm going to go see the doctor this week and see what I can do about my sleep. I I I do know that cannabis would work, and I'd be open to use it for a few weeks to get my sleeping patterns back to normal, and then stop taking it. But I'll I'll work on this without it. I won't use any. I know it would work perfectly for me, but I'm choosing not to use that. And I've stopped drinking only just recently, and I've just stopped smoking. So I'm like smoking cigarettes, obviously. So I'm in the withdrawal symptoms of cigarettes, which is interesting. How you going, Harmony? And are you sure? Good to see you both here. It's great. Um, I'm glad you were both able to chat while I was running late, and I took so long because I had a shave and I trimmed my beard. If I hadn't trimmed my beard, I would have been here, and I would have been here on time. It's my undershirt sticking out. See, that's what happens when you have a shower and you get here late. You're not fully dressed properly. I normally fix all this stuff before I um, do a live stream, so I don't look silly. But at least I've got a nicely trimmed beard. It was getting a bit wild, so yeah, I'm like, I've only just stopped smoking cigarettes, and it's not an easy thing. I've tried quitting a lot of times in the last 6 months, especially, and then I think I just got to that point where I'm ready, and I was like, I'm ready for it now, and so yeah, so I've still got a lot to work on, like I always do. I won't go too much into, like I normally talk about what developments and things, but things have been pretty slow um, because of the going through this grief process and just adjusting my body back to like normal sleep patterns, which is, I thought I would have been solved this by now, and it's just not. It's proving to be a lot more difficult than what I thought it was going to be. Um, I don't. I'll see what the doctor says. People have suggested a whole bunch of things. Magnesium powder, um, melatonin, like tablets or whatever. And then there's obviously sleeping tablets. So we'll see what the doctor says. I think it. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get my sleeping back to a. But it just keeps gets to 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8, 9, sometimes 9 a.m. before I can get to sleep, and it's not good. I need to be doing the opposite. I need to be sleeping and getting up early. I just can't do it yet. I'm working on it. and I'm not dwelling on it because it's just I got so adjusted to that sleep pattern that it's not easy to just switch off. So yeah, it's going to be a big week as far as I got a lot to catch up on, and I've got a lot of things I'm working through. Like so, no cigarettes. So the first 4 days, if anyone who's smoked cigarettes and then quit, they know that the first 4 days is really tough, and then it gets better after that. So I'm in that first 4 days. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being smoke free. I can't wait, really. I'm going to feel so much better, and yeah, much better overall. Harmony Seeker says, yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm sorry. I was cutting my beard, and I didn't think I was going to be that late. I thought I'd be like 5 past, and then yeah, I'm really sorry. It's pretty rude of me. I could have just left my beard and done it tomorrow, you know. So, but yeah, thank you for your concern, Harmony. Is that I'm good. I I got no real excuse except like I had opportunity to do all this stuff earlier this afternoon, and I just didn't get around to it. And I think some of that is symptomatic of being not a like sort of avoidant in a way, like, and also my sleep patterns. So same thing happened today. Yeah, got to sleep late and woke up just before midday, and didn't get much sleep. So it's frustrating because you only get a few hours in the day when there's light, and Harmony said, yeah, Are you sure said same thought. Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. I'm good. No excuse. I just took too long because I thought my beard would only take a few minutes, and it just took a lot longer than I thought. Yeah, Harmony Seeker says it's unusual, which is it has been something that with these live streams I've been good at keeping things regular and getting here on time and all that, and then I just haven't managed it. And last few times I have been a little bit late, and then it's gotten yeah, it's going to get much better now that I'm back off drinking, and I'm quick to like once by this time next week I'll be over a week, off tobacco. So I've been through the main after effects or the withdrawal effects of it. So Are you sure says happy you're in self-care mode. Thank you, Are you? It is good. I'm starting like the next thing I'll be, bit by bit, So over the last few weeks I've been eating a little bit better food, and self-care mode is good like that. I spent the morning cleaning, and not the morning, like when I woke up, but this week's going to be like major. I'm going to get right into everything, and I've got to catch up on so much stuff that I just didn't do anything for a couple of months now. What's it? you know, halfway through February. So 6 weeks almost, where I really didn't need much, like minimal. There was a few days where I got some stuff done, but I've just been incapable. I've been like lying in bed, and I just in grief, and not, I didn't know it happens in waves and spurts, and like overwhelms. You get overwhelmed and all this sort of stuff, and then it disappears, and you have these sort of blank times where there's just nothing, and you don't feel anything, and you're just confused. And yeah, combine that with the no sleep, So things are going to get better real quick. Harmony says, as long as you're okay, that's all that's important. I appreciate that, Harmony. That's beautiful. Yeah, no, it's things. I'm good, and things are getting better. I think I'm through the tough part of the year so far. So, Kat's here, awesome. Kat says, "Hi guys," with the wave and the smiley face. So awesome for you to be here, Kat. And isn't it such a nice thing on a Sunday night? Well, Sunday night here where I am, and we can all just catch up and say hello and talk about what we've been doing through the week, and I love it. Are you sure? Says hi, Kat. Kat says hi. Are you sure? I hope you're doing well. Are you sure? Says all right. Good to see you, Kat. How are you? Yeah, glad. Kat says glad you're all right. I'm okay, thanks. See, that's what I love. Everyone's, yeah, I love it. It's like being so sort of isolated as I am, this is my connection to people. And through this sort of streams and chats, I've managed to make connections with people, and it's been really rewarding, and it's helped me so much. And so it's not just it's especially these chats and having this opportunity, and then on top of that, emails and connecting with people on other social media that have come to the chats is just amazing, and I look forward to the next sort of phase of with the community is in the next few weeks. I've got my first interview. I won't say who it is yet, but like I've got a few people interested in doing the interviews, and I was supposed to have the questions sent to them today, and I'll get that to them in the next day or tonight maybe. So hopefully soon I'll do my first interview, which I'll pre-record, and then I'll upload it, which will be awesome. So Kat says, I look forward to your streams. It's great for everyone to get together and catch up. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kat. That's beautiful. Like, yeah. It is such a good thing, isn't it? Like one day a week. It was sometimes it's good when I do two, but like just keeping it, even if it's just a one day a week, and it's at a time where people are busy cooking dinner and doing stuff too. So like, I just, yeah, people can join as long as they can, and then until they got obligations or something. And then I've tried doing streams at different times a day, which is great too. So, maybe I'll go back to doing 2 streams a week, and I want to get back to making short form videos and like nature videos. And once I start getting momentum again, and getting productive again, because things have been slow for a while. So once I get pushed past all this. Harmony Seeker says, Mike, was tough. Left my counselling degree. It's too much while dealing with my stuff. I'm going to study writing instead. That's really full-on news, Harmony. I'm really sorry that that's happened, because I was really excited for you, and I thought you were, I knew you were excited for it. And I guess you made the decision. It would have been a difficult decision, and like you had to make that decision to you would have thought about why and all this stuff. So, and that it's for self-care that you made that decision, and that you also rationalize that it just wasn't the right time. So, because I know that you'd be an awesome counselor. You would be really good, and you got so much qualifications already. But you know what? You'd be an awesome writer as well. And it's you can always go back to the counseling or the psychology or the research in neuroscience and any of that stuff. So, and it's not going to stop you learning anyway. Like, you're going to keep reading articles and papers and So, but I'm interested to read some of your writing too when you get to the point of wanting to share some. So, as much as it's a hard decision that you had to make, I look forward to hearing about like how it's going, because it's I can like what you say is that it could be the better decision for now. MJG's here. Awesome. How you going, MJG? So grateful that you could be here tonight. We're having a great chat already. Everyone's yeah. So MJG says hi, Luke. Hi all with the hearts. Kat says, I'm sorry you've had a tough week, Harmony. That's a hard decision to make, but writing sounded like it would be rewarding and cathartic. Yeah. That's a really good comment. I think it will be, and yeah. Kat says hi, MJG with the waving hands. Harmony says it was, but I can do it. I can still write about trauma, etc. Yeah, that's true. Exactly. Make it your, avenue or outlet for expression, and include that stuff, and include, that's a really good point. And it's amazing how you can put very important messages and information into stories, creative writing, and writing like non-fiction books, books about or things about science as well, needs to be interesting. So you could write about neuroscience and describing how it works and neuroplasticity, and do it in a creative way so that people can learn and understand how things work. So MJG's got the waving and cat, so isn't MJG's saying, I hate Cat. Harmony Seeker says, I did freelance for a few years. I still can do a PhD. It will just be different. I want to write a book. I think writing will enable me to pursue my many interests and write all of them. That's a really great thing, you know? It's like brings it all together, you know, and you can. One thing I really like about writing is you can do it anywhere, you know? All you need is a book and a pen, and you know, you've got your computer, and you can be there typing away, sitting under a tree, and you know, or somewhere comfortable, you know, somewhere that you get inspired to write. I like to go and watch the sunset and sit on a fallen tree log and just sit there listening to the birds, and I find it really cathartic and it's awesome. Kat says, since we spoke about autobiographies the other week, I've been trying to write more. It's such a healing process. That's the biggest thing, is just doing it. Once you start it, it just flows. That's awesome, you know. That is really good. You're doing that, Kat, and it's very healing. And I've seen some of the stuff you've been writing, and it's very powerful. And you know, it's helping others. It really is. You know, it helped me in the last while since I noticed that, and I was looking at where I was at, and I was sort of stuck and stagnant, and I was like, I really need to I need to do a bit more, you know, and you know, it inspired me to just go, well, there's other. That's the point of like that I was trying to make with this talk tonight and the chat, is that how much I appreciate everyone, seeing everyone making efforts and achieving things, and it gives me strength and gives me a reason to keep pushing, you know. And so yeah, it's a great, that's why I was using that as an example too, is that, so keep writing, Kat. It's awesome what you're doing. And you know, like the trauma counselor, when she was talking, when we're talking about writing, the personal stuff is, you know, if it gets too much, just stop and come back to it when you feel like you're ready to again. But if it's not getting like that, then it's keep going and just keep going with it. And it is empowering and it's healing. It's a great way to process, you know, acknowledge, you know, and really sort of just making it clear, you know, like it's not easy to, you know, with trauma, we often will push it aside and we don't actually see how complex it is. But when you write it down and in a timeline, and you have all of these contributing factors, you have all these people that are involved, you know, it could be yeah, you have all the people that are involved in your life, and within also the people that are involved with the traumatic events, and how they act, and how you're treated, and then how you have to deal with the aftermath, and then after it, you've still even before you've processed it, you're still dealing with and it just writing it down is like, and seeing it for what it is. You can be proud for, or you can feel strong for what you've walked through the fire. You've been there and you've been through it, and it's like you can see you've made it, and you've got strength, you've got courage, who you can count on, who you can't count on, and sometimes writing it down allows you to actually go, well, look at this situation. Next time I'm in this situation, I'll be wary of this thing. These, whether it's people or institutions or, people that you interact with. It's good, and it's self-confirming of like where you are and how you've progressed. I'm approaching that stuff myself, and I haven't started yet. Because I do have other writing projects. I've got to finish my poetry book, so I've finished the poems, but I've got to write the stuff that goes along with it. And I keep I keep adding to my projects list. So I came up with a resolution to write another book even before I finished my poetry book. I've already got this other one in plans, and I've also got my those poems which I read on the live stream, which was the poems about the bird and the tree, and so it's a 5-part poem, and or poems, and those 5 parts become chapters in a illustrated book. So I've got to illustrate this book now, and I thought about doing that, and so that's a project for me. So I've got to get my drawing table clear again, and I've got to start drawing and painting the tree and the bird, and if I'm going to do that, I need like a lot of drawings. But yeah, so that was already a project, and then I thought about writing another book. I haven't even finished the first one. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious, So it's only upsetting when you have too many goals and you don't achieve any of them. So I'm happy to have, goals that are on the back burner, and that as I have the time, I work on them, and so Kat says, I've been in a cave, so to speak, for a long time. We need our time to rest and recuperate. But even if it's just a sentence at a time, even if it's just a sentence at a time, it can help even on the bad days. That's really good. That's a really good point. Just a sentence, And when you think about that, and then the next day you might write 5 sentences or a page, you know, and I was watching a podcast recently, and it was about someone who wrote their memoirs, their autobiography, and they said, you know, just write a few pages, you know, each day. Don't try and write too much. And you know, if it does start to flow, and you manage to get a whole bunch of pages written, that's awesome. But you know, it's good to pace yourself with that sort of stuff. Kat says, I love the bird and the tree. You're a talented poet and artist, man of many talents. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. You'll get a signed copy of the book for sure. I appreciate being able to share that with everyone. And then I wrote one of the poems on a live stream, on the Insomnia stream. It was like the fourth one, I think. So, but it's awesome because they go together as a full story. But each poem works individually. Like you could read one and never read any of the other poems, but you could if you read one after the other, it works really well. So yeah, how awesome is that? I appreciate that comment so much. So, and you know, we live at a time where we can, you know, I'm looking at publishing through a self-publishing company. So you pay and they help you with the editing and the formatting and the distribution, and they'll distribute digitally as well as physical copies into major bookstores, like online and physical bookstores. And they're print on demand, so that you don't have to like have this massive budget to print. You know, you can self-publish and have a real physical book. And instead of producing the books in one country and then distributing them all over the world, which is very expensive, and you've got to have a lot of money for that. So that's why you need a publisher that's going to pay for that. They print the books in major countries in, you know, Europe, America, Asia, and Australia. So your freight costs. So you can, the books can sell. People can order them, and it doesn't cost them a huge amount of money because it's printed in the country that they live in. It's a really good thing. Yeah, I'll send you an email, Harmony. It's Tellwell Publishing. There's a couple other ones, Tellwell, and they're really good. They win awards, and you know, it's pretty good. So you know, if you want to do the editing yourself, you can save more money. So but yeah, because they're cool because they distribute, you know, and yeah, seems from the research I've done, it seems like they've got a lot of customers that are very happy, that have written and published their own books and become successful with it. And it's a really good model. And they can do you a quote based on what the book is, whether it's text only, whether it's got color pictures, black and white pictures, you know, and the different sizes, hardcover, soft cover, like types of paper, so you do have a lot of options, and print on demand. So you don't have to get 50,000 copies of your book done. You start with 50, or so I think it's cool. But I'll send you a link anyway if you didn't write it down. MJG says, art is healing and nature for me. That's beautiful. It's got the palette and the tree, the artist palette and the tree. That is beautiful. MJG says, and listening to Luke and you all, feeling not alone with fear of etc. That's beautiful, MJG. Like, it's mutual. I appreciate you so much, and everyone here. It's such a beautiful thing that we can have these conversations. That's what I really, and again, it goes back to the theme that I wrote for the sort of title for this talk today and the chat, is that I'm inspired and also encouraged, and I appreciate how much effort everyone makes in their own personal healing journey, and not just healing, but just keeping things going and doing things. And that's a great point that MJG made, is that art is healing and nature for you. So yeah, that's really special, because it's not always I'm really blessed with having all these trees around and living near the forest and stuff, but not everyone is in that situation. And so that's why I even thought about that earlier today. I thought, tomorrow I'm going to go for a walk along the creek, because I haven't for so long, and I've talked about doing it, and I still haven't got around to doing it, and so I'm going to. Kat says, I agree, MJG. Nature is so healing with the heart. Yeah, totally. I agree too. Starbright's here. Awesome. So good for you to be here, Starbright. We're having a great chat tonight. And, it's really, I just love this community. So, so good. Starbright says, hello. We appreciate you too, Luke. Hello, everyone. So yeah, hello, Starbright. So awesome for you to be here. So good. Thank you for your comment. I appreciate you too. I've got to get back to doing that balance training, and I really do, because I remember when I was doing that, you were encouraging me to do it, and how much you got out of doing that yourself. And so I'm gonna work on that. So Kat says, we're defeating Lioness one stream at a time. Exactly. Loneliness. I thought it was Lioness. I'm sitting too far back from the computer. Yes, we are. We are defeating loneliness one stream at a time. Yes, I love that. I love that. Yes. With the stars and the heart and the hugs. I love that, Cat. That's beautiful. MJG says yes, Cat with the heart. Cat says hi, Starbright, with the waving hands and the stars. MJG says hi, Star. Hi with the star. So yeah, it's beautiful. Like everyone's always friendly here, and I love how we're all over the world. You know, it's amazing, really. Just and again, you know, like so much of my world is just in this room, you know, and it has been for a while, like, you know, a couple of years, and yeah, it means so much to be able to connect, you know. And you know, like with the streams, I think I sort of I got so many, you know, things I want to do, you know, and um, I had things sort of. I think I was uh, trying to take too much on at some point, and then I realized, you know, just do what I can, and that so it's working out to just keep doing what I'm doing. Um, but I'm really excited to start doing interviews, and they'll be like pre-recorded ones, which then I'll premiere at a time that we can all hopefully be there to watch. And I'll be asking more people if they're interested to be involved. But I've got the first few lined up. But just, you know, anyone who's interested, let me know. Send me a message or an email, but you know, I'll be contacting, you know, people. I'd like to interview everyone who comes to the channel. I haven't asked everyone yet because haven't even started the first one. So I want to, you know, and you know, people have the opportunity to say no, they don't want to, you know, and it might not be the right time. Whereas, you know, 6 months' time might be perfect. So, but that's going to be really a fun thing. It could be really constructive and a new sort of continuation. So it's an extension of the streams. So I look forward to that. So yeah, again, you know, like it's a classic thing, you know, like everyone here has inspired me to keep working on healing and learning new ways, and staying motivated and giving me hope, seeing how much people have achieved in their circumstances and situations, and then persevered and, you know, triumphed, overcome, you know, defeating the loneliness. We're doing that together. So many things. you know, being creative, you know, learning, keeping growing as people, not giving up, you know, understanding that sometimes you try something out and it doesn't always work, and instead of, you're not giving up at all, you're just switching to something else that works. You know, not everything's going to be perfect, and you have to try things first. You know, I found that out for myself. You know, and one thing I found is that, you know, you, as long as you keep as long as you have a good attitude or a good outlook, once you keep that momentum going, so many opportunities will open up. So I was having a chat with a friend the other night, and I forget what it was. It was something that just reminded me of one of my favorite books. And while we were chatting, I went and got the book, and I was like, "Oh, check this book out. This is like my favorite book." You know, I was like 17 when I got this book, and it's been one of my favorite books ever since. I've just read it over and over, and it's like all these short stories, and I've got it here, and I won't say too much about it because I want to get permission to actually do audio versions of this book. So I've got to contact the person who holds the copyright to the translation. So that was an awesome thing that happened the other day, just out of nowhere, just like talking about I can't remember what it was. Something that just reminded me of this book, and I just want to read some of these stories now because they're so good. I mean, this is one of my favorite books. I just love it. It's so good. So that was what happened. Just I've been doing the reading of my poetry and stuff on here, and then I was like, I grabbed the book off the shelf and I was reading these short stories to my friend, and then it was just like, this is brilliant. Like I want to start making YouTube videos of me reading these short stories. And so I found the person who has the copyright. I've got to send him an email, and I'm friends with someone who is from the country where the author is from, who's a musician, composer. So I was thinking, I'll if I can get copyright, if I can permission to produce audio versions, I'll approach this composer and say, do you want to supply some audio for some music for the short stories in bits, and and maybe some field recordings to get the atmospheric. And yeah, I've got all the stuff. I can record here. I've got my field recorder and all my microphones. I can do all the voice stuff, and it'll be awesome. So it's such a wicked idea. I'm looking forward to it. It's just another project that I can work on, and it's something I planned on actually started this project over 10 years ago, and it didn't go anywhere. And then it's like, well, bring it. Why not start again? Nothing wrong with giving something another chance to work on it. So, so that was something cool that happened. And I'd love to read some of these stories right now, but yeah, I probably could just start reading some, but I want to get permission first, and then I will, because they're just so good, and they've got like this awesome sense of humor and insight into difficulties. MJG says, yes, love to hear in the future the stories. Awesome. Starbright says, great idea. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So yeah, wish me luck. Like, it'll be something that it'll be a great thing, because it'll be a collaboration too with the music. I mean, I'm like a composer, or I was, like, I used to write. I've written hundreds and hundreds of songs. And I stopped making music, so I'm happy to. I want to get back into making music, but I'm happy to actually give the music part to someone else who is a composer, and they would actually appreciate it, hopefully, because they come from that country where the author comes from. So it's like, it's appropriate that they get that opportunity, and it'd be a great thing. So yeah, awesome. It's a great idea. And I'm working with a friend of mine on helping. She's helping a lot with the long-term plan I have for like starting a charity, which is going to take a lot of work. But that's going to be really rewarding and fun to actually just create this thing and plan it, and everyone's input is welcome. That's the beauty of it, is once I've almost finished the charter, like the initial charter and the plan, ongoing expansion plan and how it could work, and some guidelines and goals and ways that. But then there's so much to do with it that everyone can be involved and have their input on how they can see something like this working. So, if it ever, well, when it becomes a reality, it's a collaborative thing that everyone who's contributed can be like, they helped nurture and create this beautiful healing thing. So that will be something that in the next 6 months is going to be a really awesome thing. And everyone's invited. If you want to, it will be, I don't know how long, maybe within 4 months, maybe a bit longer, maybe a bit shorter even, will be the first like open meetings, which I'll do via video conference. So if you want to sign up, you can come to these meetings, and we have discussion on all the aspects of like this healing and growing learning center place, like haven, sanctuary, refuge, nurturing, healing haven. That once the core structure's there, we've got to listen to everyone's ideas, and people can contribute how they think things could work, and things might not work a certain way. Some people might prefer some things work a certain way, and it's giving everyone the opportunity to help create this thing. I think it would be fun, and like everything we've talked about tonight will be part of it. Art will be a big part of it. Making art and functional art as well, like ceramics, but also aesthetic, but even functional in the form of like building structures and buildings, which become part of the environment. Gardens will be for food as well as relaxation and therapy, and they'll be works of art as well. And so it's just as much a place of learning and personal growth as much as it is a healing center. And there's so much with it. Some people might want to just be there and for a few days and or a week. Some people might need to be there or want to be there for longer, and some people might want to be involved in running it and being part of the being facilitators. And but I look forward to having meetings, and once they start, we'll probably do them once a week, and they might go for an hour or two, and we'll have an agenda that everyone gets a say. Everyone gets an opportunity to talk. So we'll keep the meeting group sizes to a level where everyone has the opportunity to talk. And if there's more people than what is feasible, we'll just split the meeting into 2 groups. And so if you're not there for one of the meetings, then you can watch back or listen to the other meeting, so everyone gets a say, and so if you want to be involved, you feel like you're being heard. So, but yeah, creative writing will be a big part of it, and music, the performing of music, and just all the things that make humans special. So it's pretty awesome to just dream about this thing, with the idea that, wouldn't it be nice if we could create something? And you never know, maybe we end up creating this amazing, beautiful thing. I look forward to that. I'm sure you all got amazing. I'm sure you all got lots of ideas. Once the charter's there, you can read over it and go, yeah, that's awesome. I've got an idea for this. I've got an idea for that. So, yeah, me and my friend, who's I've been working on it with, we get excited when we talk about all the possibilities. So it's going to be beautiful and amazing to open it up to everyone else to come along and be part of making it happen. So just talking about it, thinking about it, I just have the vision of this place in my head. Just gardens and food growing everywhere, and people making art, people on their healing journey. Personal growth, and a big part will be getting qualifications. So it's not just a place where you heal, it's also a place where you learn. So you can take new skills and then go back into society, and then use those skills for work or to help the community. Or you could continue with that training and then apply that there within the haven, where you can become a facilitator or teacher for others. So there's really just all these options, and you can, depending on what suits you and what you can provide, depends on your character arc. It's, you go where it suits you. So there's so many cool aspects to it that I'm excited to talk more about it. So I could talk for hours and hours about this project, because it's something that's literally a project that will take hundreds of years, will go for hundreds or thousands, 1,000 years or more. Why not be bold? Why not dream big? Dream big with something that's sustainable or humble. It's not really out of reach. It's really something very simple and scalable. So it's dreaming big is basically being open to all the possibilities of such an amazing place. And then within that, you just find what is feasible, you know. So I really look forward to, you know, going into more detail about this place. And there'll be not just one place, there'll be, you know, start off with the initial, and then the secondary, and then the third, and then the fourth, and then you just keep creating these places, you know, as you can, where you can, you know. And there's like a guidelines and a format and interconnected network which make it happen, you know. It's going to be awesome. Really excited to go on, and I could go on about it for hours, so I've just got to stop thinking about it. I'm excited too. Like, I did a course in nonviolent communication last year, and I got a friend who we're going to start next week. I'm going to go back through each chapter with her, and we're going to go chapter by chapter and work through the book, and, you know, work through all the role plays and the exercises. And I also have the workbook as well. So the workbook's got even more exercises in it. And that's a really awesome, powerful thing that I learned last year. So that's something to look forward to, is to do that. And maybe when her and I finish going through the book, you know, it'll take us like 3 months to go through the whole book, one chapter a week. So in a couple of months, if she's interested, we could open up, you know, sharing our abilities and knowledge with other people if they want to join us in video conference and you know, learn NVC. Nonviolent communication is such a powerful thing, and it's really it's using words for good, and learning how to speak better, and how to listen better, and how to observe and reflect and act in an appropriate manner. And most importantly, to be able to authentically express empathy, you know, and to treat others with decency. It's such a powerful thing, you know. There's so much research into language, you know, and this is using language for good. That's why I really love it, is that it's making the world better. So yeah, in 3 months' time, roughly, we might offer free, or start a group. I don't know. We could. I mean, you know, there's you can do official courses, you know, and become accredited teacher, but you don't have to. You can still teach it without being an accredited teacher. You just don't get a qualification that's a piece of paper. But it's a great introduction to it. MJG says good. Yeah, that's it. It's so there's so much to do this year. You know, I've got a massive list, and I keep adding to it. So one thing I've got to do is I keep thinking I see myself on camera, and I see how much weight I've put on. So I put on close to 30 kilograms in the last year and a few months. So I've got to lose that weight. So that's something that's a big one. So yeah, I just love how I can sit here and talk, and people appreciate just listening to me and then contributing. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you all. The love and care, and how people really do appreciate each other in this. But it's a small community of understanding, like-minded people that have got common threads, which are difficult circumstances and healing, and through healing from trauma, having difficult life circumstances, and just knowing that we can understand each other, and how we inspire each other and lift each other up, through being examples. And I just love that. And that's really special in this time, in this day and age, when you think about, a lot of things on social media upset me. Not everything, but just some things. It's like a shining light for me in my life. Kat's got the hearts. I love it. She's got the 3 hearts. It's beautiful. I'm so glad to have met you all. And it seems like we're already in February, and we're halfway through February. So there's a lot of time for the rest of the year for us to all achieve a lot of things. And whatever we can achieve will be something, whatever it is, I'm on that journey of self-care at the moment, and so I've stopped drinking and also stopped smoking, and the smoking's the much more. So right now I feel a little bit dizzy and lightheaded, sort of hazy, and that's the withdrawals from nicotine. Another thing is you feel this sort of strange sort of sensation, and that's like your body wanting the nicotine. And so, like, yeah, if you end up going and getting tobacco, you um, you just you get over that. It just, I mean, I'm not gonna, if I crumble and then do that, I'm not gonna get angry at myself. If I'm quit alcohol, I'm happy with that one for now, and then the tobacco can go. But I'm giving it a go right now, so let's. I'm not gonna give up on that, but at the same time, I'm not gonna get angry at myself if, you know, if I do crumble, because I am trying to do two things: alcohol and nicotine at the same time. So yeah, it's not easy. Luckily, I wasn't drinking excessively amounts of alcohol, so it's easy for me to just stop drinking. Whereas I have been relying on tobacco to get through this difficult time as a stress reliever, and it's a very addictive substance. It's very difficult to get off. So, Are You Sure says, I'm so much appreciative. Everyone's journey. I love it. I love those comments. It's going to be, you know, and I think about everyone who comes to this, who's part of this community and joins the chat. We've all got these projects that we're working on. We've got goals and we've got aspirations, and, you know, and we're working on healing. And I love that stuff, you know. I had a friend who had to move, and then, you know, then got a job after months of not having, had to, and so her life's gotten so much better, and it's just a beautiful thing that she's got things opening up, each thing is like a next step. And I see that same optimism with everyone's journey, that we're all sharing this thing together, is that we're all on different, and that's sort of like what Are You Sure's saying, like everyone's journey. We're all on these, different sort of parts of the journey. And we have different goals, but it's amazing how many of us have got very similar interests and goals with things, like with art and writing and study, learning more about healing itself so that we can do the work ourselves. It's amazing, and so it really is it's just a beautiful thing. With that community thing too, is trying to, keep that dialogue going, in a written form. So, we could use Patreon for that, and it doesn't cost anything to be part of Patreon. Like, I've got a free tier, and we could have conversations there, you know, and there is, you know, you have to be a member of the thing to be able to see the chat, you know, or the so it's like having a forum. I don't know, like it'd be great to have a forum or something like that, and we could use the it used to be called the community tab in YouTube, but they just call it posts now. So MJG says with the waving hands, hey, are you with the heart? Yeah, that's it. It's beautiful. So I'm working on somehow we can have a keep a chat going, just so that anytime anyone feels like talking about something, we could have topics, and then people can contribute to different things. Sort of. A Shaw says, "Hi MJG with the." I love that emoji with the hands doing the knuckle handshake. So yeah. Yeah. Wish me luck with the tobacco. I think if I do have troubles with it, it'll be that, not the actual alcohol. As far as I'm concerned, it's going to be a month or so before I even think about having a beer or a glass of wine, or even longer. But the next few days are going to be really difficult for the tobacco, that is. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So this could just been, you know, optimistic about the future. You know, I'm positive about the future. I know it's not going to be easy. I know there's going to be difficulties and, you know, failures, but hey, you know, you got to be able to deal with failure in order to succeed. And, you know, there's also going to be a lot of success because I've failed enough times in my life to know that I can achieve, I can succeed. So, you know, a big thing with having negative self-talk or self-sabotage and all that sort of stuff, self-defeatist attitude. You can give up on things, or you can fail, or you can create failure. But if you allow yourself to succeed or to achieve, then it gives you that opportunity for it to happen. A Shaw says, using a habit tracker helped me actively own up to the tasks. That's awesome. I'll write that one down. habit tracker. Kat says, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Oh, that's beautiful. That's awesome. I love that. Aisha says, I learned to stop bullshit eating myself. I love that too. MJG's got the knuckle handshake. Starbright says, I vape and it's very difficult to leave it aside. It's like my stress relief as well. I smoked for years and picked this up as a replacement, a crutch. It's I have heard that it is difficult with vaping, and I haven't got into that, and yeah, you can. One thing you can do with vapes is you can reduce the nicotine in it. So if there's high nicotine, sometimes there's more nicotine in vapes than you have in cigarettes. Especially like the ones that aren't labeled properly. They've done like tests on them, but so you can sort of, if you're wanting to get off it, you can reduce it down so that before you stop, like you can wean yourself off the nicotine. And it's hard to do that with cigarettes. It's like, I don't like smoking low. I don't know. I haven't tried it with the vapes, but I've heard that you can do that. But yeah, low nicotine cigarettes don't work for me. I'd rather just have a full strength cigarette and then have less of them, smoke less of them. So your body becomes less addicted to the actual amount. Kat says, same Starbright. I swapped from cigs to vape. I regret it because it's even harder to stop. Yeah, that's. And the other thing is with the vapes, like it doesn't have the smoke, so you got more option as to smoke at more places and things like that. Starbright says, when I set it down, I start jogging on the spot or jumping rope. I'm out of breath and it stops me for a while. Yeah, that's full on, It's there's these new ones too though, that are actually, they're just like vapes, but they're not they don't make smoke even, like, or vapor. It's just the flavor, and you're it could be an option to helping to move away from the vapes or the cigarettes. So I'll look at that. It's not easy, hey. Kat says apparently 14 packs of cig in one vape. Wow, that's a lot in nicotine content. Yeah, that is a lot. And I wonder, those vapes last for, a month or something, don't they? Before they run out? I don't know. They're all different sizes. Starbright says, yeah, I'm on a lighter one too, less nicotine. That's good. That's good, you know. So maybe it just takes longer and a bit more takes a little bit longer. But, you know, I hear what you're saying, you know, it's such a stress relief having something like that. It's such a difficult thing, you know. And so replacing it with something else it's not easy, you know. I mean, I found giving up cannabis was easy because I was still able to smoke cigarettes, so I still had something to smoke. And I used to smoke joints, which is like a cigarette, and so, you know. Yeah. Are you sure? Says, oh yeah, no. Kat says my vape lasts a week, but I'm a heavy user. Yeah, well, and they brought in laws and stuff. It used to be like you could just buy them everywhere. I don't know. You can only buy them from certain shops now and all that stuff. Yeah, certainly has its stress reduction thing. But have a look into these. I think it's called Fume. There's a few brands, and then they're just, instead of having the actual the vape or like with a cigarette, the smoke, it's just like flavored capsules, and it helps with the, you know, need, you know, having that need, and then makes it easy to quit. So A Shaw says, I'm discovering that my age in real time isn't my audience. I'm reaching out my inner growth. Being creative is our gift, everyone. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. And I love that everyone's got these creative projects. Isn't it awesome? And they're and personal growth and healing, and that's what I love about this community is there's so much positivity, you know. Starbright says, as far as drinking, I packed that in 2 years ago. I was binge drinker and I changed my social circles. I really looked at what and why I drank, what I got from it. I'm better without it. Soul searching. That's beautiful. Starbright, that's really good to hear that you're able to do that. Um, Drinking's not easy, you know, like to stop. You know, people with trauma often have cannabis and alcohol as their, you know, most common sort of way of dealing with it all. And once you get it into a certain amount of regularity, it's just difficult to cut it out of your life. But I like how you managed to get away from it all, you know, is that you change your social circles, and that made it easier to not be exposed to it, and then ongoing, it gives you more courage and strength. Starbright continues, my sobriety got me creative. That's awesome. Starbright continues, I learn new things too. Yeah, that is really cool. You know, there is that fear, especially, and also with cannabis. You know, I used to be creative when I used to smoke, and there's that fear that, oh, I'm not going to be able to be creative anymore. And it's the same with alcohol. You know, sure, I can write poetry when I've been drinking, but I can just as easily write it completely sober. In fact, you know, the stuff I write when I'm sober, I prefer. So, you know, A Shaw says, I vaped and quit with nicotine gum. I stopped. I got too mild, 2 to 3 levels of need, but I noticed them and I can deal with it. That's good you're able to do that and use the nicotine gum. I tried the nicotine spray and it worked for a while, but then that's when I had the stomach problems, so I can't use it anymore because I'm afraid it's going to cause that. But the gum, yeah, it seems to work for some people. So A Shaw says Starbright with the heart. Yeah, it's really good news that Starbright was able to do that. You know, and you know, like, there's nothing wrong with enjoying some alcohol if you know, if you can do it occasionally. But you know, if you've identified that you want to stop completely, and then you do stop it, it's such a good feeling, you know, and it's like you're free of something, you know, and and then when you do, if you do have it occasionally, you have less of it, you know. It's yeah, it's been a good chat tonight. A lot of supporting each other and constructive, and you know, talking about things that it's not easy, you know, things like what we've been talking about. A Shaw says your examples will make sense to many. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And it's also, you know, we've all contributed to it too. So it's my examples as well as yours and Starbrights and Cats, and you know, it's just specifically to do with the, you know, the dealing with things that you want to cut out of your life for your health, you know. So I appreciate also everyone being comfortable to talk about this stuff. Just, yeah, wish me luck with everything. It's going to be a tough week. But if I crumble, I'm not going to get angry at myself. I'm not going to, I'm still going to give it a good go, you know. I just look forward to this year being like a really productive, constructive year, and not just for me, for everyone. It's like, you know, each time we sort of keep progressing, we take that next, everything that we worked on in previously becomes our sort of foundation and our base, and we just keep moving forward. So yeah, I just love these chats. I appreciate you all. So grateful to have you all as inspiration and support. Yeah, that's a good one. Are you sure? Then ask, why do I crumble? Yeah, well, it's a good question. So, sometimes it's because, with a lot of these things, it's happened in the past many times where that's happened, and it's like, in some respects, it's the difficulty. In some respects, it's an aspect of the coping mechanism for the trauma, even though it's holding me back from healing. It's helping me find that relaxation, but I know that I don't need it. Things like mindfulness help, in the relaxation, so I can just do that and not need it. um, with things like with things like smoking, basically I'll have a triggering event, like getting stressed out, and that's like when I go, oh, stuff it, I'll go get some cigarettes, and then I feel a bit better because they are stress reliever. So sometimes I just crumble, because not because I'm weak, just because I'm not taking any other I'm not taking any medication or anything. So, as far as a stress reliever, it helps. It's not good for my health though, and I know I've got to quit. And it's not good for money wise. It's so expensive. Starbright says, I'm working on paper mache masks that show different expressions. My feelings visible. Like I put them on a row. I put them in a row and see from the outside my emotion at the time. That's awesome. Starbright, when you're ready, send me an email with photos of these masks you're making, and I'll post it if you're happy to, and I'll post it on the YouTube community posts. Yeah, that's awesome, and it's such a awesome thing to do as therapy too. Like you're giving the different emotions to the masks, and then you can even wear them as well. But you can wear them and then put them on the. It's beautiful, and there's like a literal expression. MJG says that's great, Star. To make mask cool with the thumbs up. Exactly. Yeah, as soon as your Starbright's got the happy face, Yeah, totally. Well, that's a perfect example with the emoji. It's like showing the emotion. Um, yeah, as soon as you're um, want to show or share with us, and send me an email with some photos, and I'll post it. I think that's such an awesome project. You know, with with writing poetry and creative writing, you know, and also drawing, painting, that's expression of emotion is such a powerful thing. Um, but to do it in such a literal way by literally creating the masks to express your own personal emotions, and then to be able to place them, and then to meditate and focus on them, that's a really powerful thing. So I'm really interested to hear from you the results of this, because this could be a really powerful practice that other people do, because it's got that self-reflection. um, Aisha says, with such questions I became my own best friend. Star, there's no shame, the pressure is a perception simply. Yeah, that's a good comment. Aisha continues, um, yeah, that's an interesting art project, Starbright. Yeah, Starbright says agree. So I think she's agreeing with you know with that, with what I said. Yeah, but yeah, I want to. Yeah, yeah, I can just see that being a project that I want to do. I want to do this project now. Make my own masks. So I won't. I've got too many projects on at the moment. But yeah, later in the year, Starbright. If I'd love to um, adopt your process and try this myself. I think it'd be awesome. So how cool is that? Making the masks and expressing the emotions, and then because you can sort of once you've got them there sitting on the shelf, you can just automatically have an affinity or association with one or two of them, or what particular masks, and you can identify with your feeling and how you're feeling then, and you can also identify, you know, what it's connected to. It's sort of like doing a um, self portrait, you know. So I've often done self portraits where I'm very depressed looking, you know. It's a habit I have, and then I look back at them, and then some of them are horrible, that I couldn't show. But then, or I wouldn't want to show other people. I'm just trying to see if I've got one here as an example in this book. Don't seem to have one here. But yeah, like they certainly they give me that self-reflection. So I look at the self-portrait and I go, well, I can totally see that how I'm feeling right there, and then it makes sense, and it's a good signifier. Sort of like how I was talking about um, in the last stream about that. If you look around, this is for me. Like I only cleaned my room today, and I'd let it build up to the point where things got messy. Like I hadn't cleaned for a few days, and it was like a symptom that I was upset and a little bit depressed. And that was the grief and the pain I was going through, and it's like, well, I could tell that because I haven't put my clothes. I've done all my washing, but I haven't put it away. I've got these dishes there, and I haven't. Um, I'm trying to find a self-portrait here. It'll turn up. No worry, not to worry. Here's some look. Here's some designs for like buildings, some frames. That's for like a tea house. That's the same. That's another one. These are some of my motif. Ones like I was doing those drawings before New Year's. MJG says nice, thank you. I'll have to get back into that stuff. Oh, awesome. And lyrics to a song I wrote a few years ago with the chords. I was wondering where this was. It's like yeah, there's with the chords. That's good because it's been so long I'd forgotten the chords. And it's a pretty complex, not complicated, just complex chord progression. See, it's good to do this. It started off me looking for a self-portrait. more lyrics to songs. Another one, lyrics. This is like a design for a toolbox, right? See that? So it's a design for a toolbox, a 3-level toolbox that's also a portable woodworking bench. So the toolbox is also the workbench. So you've got the wheel, like that's a side view, and it's got like the vise, and then you got the bench top, and then it's when you want to wheel it around, then you have it like this. So it looks like a luggage, like a travel box. And then you've got here in this top corner, this is the 3-box thing, but then you've got the holes in the top, and you've got these extender wings which pull out, so you can put a long piece of timber on the top and work on it. And inside these 3 boxes are all your tools, your chisels, your hammers, and your saws, and your planes and files and marking tools. And it's good. I wondered where all this stuff was. Good. See, I'm glad I did this. I just looked over and I thought, oh, you know, I wonder what all this stuff is. Here's when I was learning mathematics from years ago, when I was trying to learn, because I wanted to do engineering. So I was learning like trigonometry and calculus, functions and things. I'd have to start again completely with all this stuff. Completely. Yeah, I never ended up going to university, but it was, you know, I had goals. I tried. Things don't always turn out. Okay, I don't know what's in this book. If I come across any interesting pictures, I'll show you. So I invent things, and I don't even know what this is. This is like some machine or something, you know? I don't even know what it is. Oh yeah, I see what it is. It's an injector. So it's for putting cement or that sort of stuff, you know. So there's got to be some cool drawings in here. See, always making lists for things. It's a tools list. Make sure you don't forget stuff. This is an order list, you know. String line, mark holes and gate measure, mark dig holes, place posts, false work, mix cement, pour footings, attach cut sections. And making sure you know how to do things in the right order is very important. There's a surveying of a job site. Again, another design. It's a design. Sometimes when I do work, it's simple. Conceptual stuff. So it's a stupa, you know, and stupa. So I think this is the start of, like, I wanted to build a forge. Here's some designs for some architectural stuff, like some houses, the tiny homes, you know, similar to the tea house idea I had before. MJG says, abracadabra, awesome. Aisha says, interesting cutting style. Thank you. MJG's got the smiley face. That's it. Magic with the stars and the falling leaves. Starbright says, I'm big on lists too. Keeps me organized. I love that. Just totally makes things happen, hey? There's more house designs and sort of cross sections of, like, building on a slope. Just, again, tiny home, microstructure. Here's some more. It's like, I like these tower sort of, they look like pagodas and stuff like that. Awesome. I like inventing things. Here's an ornithopter. So one day people will fly like birds, like Leonardo. I actually invented this stuff. It'd be great to actually make it. And it'll work. It's nice. I know there's what it would look like. And you can sort of reverse engineer some of these mechanisms based on how it works. But it's basically closer to a bat than a bird. So it's the hand mechanism. And I won't tell you here exactly how it works, but that mechanism enables you to control. And this is what's still lacking. People haven't done this yet. So it's how you can basically, I explain it here, the main components of it all. So you can control articulated flapping. So more of this, more lists. So I broke this up into different areas: tool bench and tools, yard, rooms, and laundry. So each room I've got different stuff to do. This is like, you know, drawing tools that I want. Like there's a trailer, there's a trommel, a mixer, you know. So they're all This is cool. I haven't seen this book for years. There's a lot of stuff in here, but I want to make sure it's worthwhile showing you. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. It's been pretty awesome. There's got to be more. How cool's that? It goes, we must go back to a simpler life and live in balance with nature. Grow as much food as can manage. You know, I agree with that today. There's a design for a job I did. So that was like a retaining wall and a landing. And so these are the cantilever footings. So there's the footings there and then cantilever footings. There's some more of my simple tea house type building designs. It'd be great to build something like this one day. I like this one here, which is there, and there. So you have the stone base, and then you have the main body, and then you have the upper section, which is like an outlook area. Just simple. There's another example of it. And in this one, it shows you it actually goes down to a cellar, which is below it. So you have 1, 2, 3 levels. And here's where I took the same design and then I incorporated it into sort of more geometry where you've got, 4 of these towers and a central courtyard inside. You can see here. So you have the 4 towers and then the towers join, so that makes an octagon. Because you've got the 4 sides, but it's not an equilateral octagon. So, or it could be, but like it actually is. If you look at this one, where is it? Here. That's the top view. And there's stairs. These are stairs that go up to it. I like drawing and designing buildings that are sort of ancient looking, but also modern. I have a bit of both. I thought this would have a self-portrait in it. That's why I picked it up. I thought I'm looking for self-portraits. But it was fun to go through it though. Anyway, thanks for putting up with me while I went through that. When I find my other sketchbooks, I will enjoy to sort of show you all some of more of my sketchbooks. I've packed a lot away. I'm just looking around the room. They'll turn up. Are you sure? Says I started watching Yellowstone and love the farmhouse. Miniature version would suffice. Awesome. I'll check it out. I'll look um, on Google. There'll be pictures of it. I'll see what it looks like. Yeah, I love those simple buildings. Especially like often they'll sit there for hundreds of years. And they don't cost as much money. Using materials from the environment. Starbright says, love towers and weather vanes. Yes, me too. Yeah, well, that's it. You saw in the drawings. Yeah, yeah, totally. I'd love to live in a tower or something like that. MJG says it was very nice. Have good moments all. Well, I love you all with the hearts. Thanks for being here, MJG. Really appreciate it. I always do. And thank you so much. Look forward to next time. And I look forward to finding more of my sketchbooks to show you. Starbright says, you too, MJG, with the heart. MJG's waving goodbye. Until next time, much love. Yeah, towers. How cool would it be just have a simple little house and you get a different perspective, like if you got trees around, like you get just high enough to look over the trees, something like that. So it's been really nice tonight. I think it's probably a good time for me to sign off. I keep looking around for like more sketchbooks, but I know that they're not available. As I go through sorting everything, and they'll turn up, and I can show you more. And but yeah, I love showing you those drawings of those little buildings. One day I'll get to actually make one of these buildings. Doesn't have to be big, just needs to be 3 meters square, or and if it was like a 3-story tower, like it could be 6 meters, 10 meters tall. Be awesome. Just need a bit of property somewhere. That'll happen one day. I'm not giving up on that, It's good to have dreams. So, yeah. No, it's been a really lovely chat, everyone. I always appreciate everyone's input and care and support. And that was a big thing I was making a sort of point about tonight, is that this is such a crucial part to everything, Starbright says, oh no, Are You Sure says, be well, everyone. Thanks for that. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, be well, everyone, for sure. It's been nice having you all here, and being here with you all as well. That's what I meant as well. And Starbright says, thank you, Luke. As always, appreciate you. Love your channel and content with all of us. Be good to yourself. Keep moving forward. Thank you so much, Starbright. I appreciate all those comments, And yeah, thank you so much. Like I will I will be kind to myself this week. You know, it's going to be a sort of, you know, main thing will be achieve. I've already got a list of goals for this week, so I've got to achieve these things. Thanks everyone. You know, we'll catch up again later in the week sometime. You know, hopefully I've got some good news about things that I've achieved, because I've got a few things for this week. Much love. I see the hearts flying. I'll add a few. Yeah. Until next time, you know. I hope everyone else has a great week. It's this week's just starting. And you know, I look forward to the next time. Oh, appreciate you all.